Autism is, I guess, a form of mental disability.
I have no idea.
A disease.
A disease?
It's a form of disorder.
I have no idea.
Autism is a disorder that people get. I really don't know.
Autism is a medical condition.
Autism is a disability of learning for kids and for grown-ups. They have it takes more time for them to learn certain stuff.
Autism is when a kid develops not to the correct age, like a 4-year-old would act like a 2-year-old basically.
Autism is defined as a neurological disorder that affects physical, social, and emotional development. There are varying degrees of impairment for people affected by autism that range from mild to severe.
Like 1 in 5, 1 in 6.
It's not too common, but people have it.
Not very?
Yeah, I think it's pretty common. I know a kid, one of the kids down the street from me is autistic, slightly autistic. I know there's variations of autism, but I don't know. I think it's pretty common.
Very common.
I say it's pretty common. It's probably 1 out of 3 kids, probably.
Well, my friend's brother has it, so probably pretty common.
Common enough.
Pretty common in these days.
In the United States, autism affects as many as 1 in 110 children. According to Centers for Disease Control, autism rates continue to climb 10 to 17% every year, and boys are more likely to be diagnosed with autism than girls.
Hereditary.
I don't know.
Hereditary.
It's genetics.
At birth.
I think it's genetic.
I don't think there's the research hasn't shown exactly how autism is.
Dropped on their heads as babies.
Genetics.
Isn't it genetic?
Though it is very common, the autism disorder remains a mystery to many physicians. Recent studies suggest a strong genetic basis for autism, but genetics alone cannot account for all the cases seen in the United States.
Well, maybe it's the chickenpox vaccine.
I don't have any material evidence on that to be able to form an opinion on that.
No.
No.
I don't think it causes anything or it's a factor in it.
No.
No, I think it just one's in genetics mostly.
No.
I don't, because vaccinations have been around for so long, and autism is fairly new, so I really don't think so.
I don't know.
No.
Despite some concerns, the findings so far suggest that there is no link between the two.
They stop talking. And pull away from their parents.
I know that they don't pay attention when you're asking them something. They look away. They don't look at They don't look at you straight in the eyes. They play with stuff. They're lost in their own world.
They shake their hands, or they like to touch everything.
I think there's different types of autism, so I think there could be different things. I know with the little boy down the street, he does talk to other kids, but I know that there are some autistic kids, students or children that don't. They kind of keep to themselves. But he did talk. He was slightly autistic, so he did come to my house and play with my son. I know with him, once he got focused on something, he was really focused on it. It was hard to get him to do anything else.
No.
They're socially impaired?
Other than the phenotypical, no.
I scream a lot, probably.
Shaking? Rocking?
Some of the research signs include, but are not limited to, lack of or delay in spoken language, receptive use of language, and or motor mannerisms, like hand flapping, twirling objects, little or no eye contact, lack of interest in pure relationships, lack of spontaneous or make-believe play, and persistent fixation on parts of objects.
Some.
I've never met an autistic child that wasn't my friend's brother, so I'm guessing no.
Yes, he did. He was in the general education classroom because he could still learn from the teacher. It's just he had to have somebody there also with him that kind of try to keep his attention.
Some of them, yes.
They do if they have enough, if they're able to function well enough. Yes.
Yes. Some.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Many autistic children participate in public education today. According to the Individuals with Disabilities Act of 1990, each child deserves access to free and appropriate education funded by the government, whether in a general education classroom or in a special education classroom.
3 or 4.
Infancy.
I'd say 6. I think when they're really young. I think when they're about 1, 2, somewhere like around there.
When they were born.
8. Age 2 or 3.
I would say around 5 or 6.
2, 3.
4 or 5.
Early intervention is key. Children as young as 1 may exhibit signs of autism. Unfortunately, it is a common belief among psychologists to not diagnose children until after the age of 4. Although autism is treatable, children cannot simply outgrow autism. The highest benefit comes from early diagnosis and intervention that can lead to improved outcomes.